It is Christmas Eve, and that means it's December and it's wintertime, and it's like in the morning and 70 degrees. Maybe a little bit more than 70, around 75 probably. I'm about to put some fertilizer on this yard. It really needs some, and I just hadn't had the chance to get out here, but today I'm going to put it out here, and I want to show you what I'm using. And this is what I'm using. I'm using some 1623 fertilizer, and this is a organic fertilizer, and it's nicknamed Screaming Green, and it does get your lawn considerably green. I've switched over to this from Milorganite primarily because of the cost factor. When you put it out, pound for pound, it goes a whole lot further, and it is a much better fertilizer in that regard for me. So this is what I use, and one of the things that's different when you are doing fertilization on your lawn is the time of the season, and this is not necessarily spring or even fall. This is pretty much winter. But what dictates all of this stuff is the weather. We've had a 32-degree day, I believe, this year, but this season, but nothing really much. It's primarily been super warm for this time of the year. Our normal highs is around 50 degrees, and we're hovering in the 70s, and we're going to be in the 80s today and tomorrow. So that right there just lets you know that you have to follow the protocol of Mother Nature, as opposed to a timeline that might be stamped on the side of a bag or in your original regimen when you're out here doing the lawn. I know some people will go out and put winterizer out. Well, that's fine. I really like this fertilizer. I have new seeds going out. Normally I would shoot it with a 36 or something like that, so a big heavy shot of nitrogen, but I'm going to put a full round of my normal summer application out. Now this fertilizer does include some iron, but I like hitting it with this ironite. I'm going to hit it with this ironite, and I'm only going to hit just the front portions of the lawn, not the big giant acreage part. So for the next 10 days, the temperature is supposed to be, above normal. So I'm going to take advantage of that. Put this stuff out here. Hopefully I get even more germination than I have now, and then we'll go ahead and then see what it does. But I think it's going to be super green. So now I'm about to put my iron down, and one of the things about this iron is it doesn't last very long. It's not something that you put down like your fertilizer and then go so many months or a season. Yeah, this iron, I would say maybe even 2 or 3 weeks tops that this stuff may last in your lawn. So it's basically something you have to do all the time. Like I said, it just doesn't last that long, and it does give a deep greening effect, so that's good. Another thing that may make it last a little longer is if it's coated. The little prills, if the prills are coated with some type of chemical that allow it to dissolve slower, you might get a little bit longer lasting effects out of it. But either way, I really like the effects of that ironite. It does get your lawn nice and green, and on Christmas Day it greens up pretty quick, like the next day. So I should be looking pretty good on Christmas Day and this Christmas weekend coming up. It's probably weird. A lot of people have probably turned their sprinkler systems off, and I understand around here most people have Bermuda or St. Augustine, and that's not the case with me. But it also just lends a hand to dealing with Mother Nature's time clock as opposed to any time schedule. And that's how I do everything because yes, it's weird that it's 80 degrees this entire week and been up there this entire month. But that doesn't change the fact that the grass is going to react to whatever Mother Nature is throwing at it, especially this. Give you an example. This Bermuda is pretty much, it's trying to check out, but there's still green hue, and you can see along the edges where the concrete is being heated by the sun. So the temperature along the edge of the concrete is a different temperature than in the center of the lawn. Hence the grass is still green here, and it's the last to go dormant. And like I've said in a lot of my other videos, this is the last to go dormant, but it's the first to come back and the first to show signs of weeds. Because everyone is looking at a schedule, the temperature of their soil, or they tell you to put it down when it reaches 55 degrees. And so what? Well, this right here could be 55 degrees at any time because of the sun heating up the edges. That's why a lot of weeds, especially crabgrass, are along the edges of your, wherever you have asphalt or concrete, wherever it meets your lawn. That's why we always get crabgrass there first, even when you're putting out pre-emergence, because the soil temperature is already germinating or have germinated some of the weeds. When you are out here thinking that the soil temperature is still low, you're putting it out on the rest of the lawn. Well, it doesn't work here. That's why you have to pay special attention to your curbs. And with that being said, one of the things that also makes Bermuda grass go dormant is the amount of sun that we get each day. So that makes a big difference too. So it's not only the temperature that drops that makes the grass, signals the grass to go dormant, it's also the length of the sun. So it's a little bit different with Bermuda grass as opposed to this cool season stuff up front. Grass right here will just continue to grow because it doesn't require as much sun as Bermuda. It can grow in the shade, so the shorter days doesn't bother this, so it will continue to grow. And that's why I'm saying that we have this higher degree temperatures. It's a really perfect growing season for it. So I'm taking the opportunity, I don't know how long it'll last, but I'm taking the opportunity to make it run while I can, to get it to spread and fill out. And because it's such an odd season, I'm going to do some dormant season. I'm going to call it dormant season. I'm going to order the GCI turf, the regular turf type tall fescue, put it out on the other parts of the lawn, and just put it out now. Hopefully, if I get some germination, that'll be great, all the way up until pre-emergent time in the next April or March maybe. If I get germination, that's great, because it'll give my grass that much more time to try to survive the stress of summer. And speaking of stress of summer, you know, it'll play a number on this. And I want you guys have to be psychologically ready for this type of lawn. After having it, because it doesn't look as great as it does during the cooler season. And some of the neighbors' lawn, when they come alive, you know, they will be looking great. This is my side yard here. I have just a little St. Augustine, but it came from my neighbor. My neighbor is taking care of this part of the lawn for me. I only have this strip here from the fire hydrant up to the side, my side of the gate. And he's looking beautiful during warmer months. And this right here starts to fall off. It can't survive. You give it enough water, but you know, in the intense 110 degree days, this grass is one to go dormant. So I still water it and keep it going, but I do that only to try to keep the crown alive, because this grass will, just like that grass is going dormant, this grass also can go dormant and come right back. Now that's the key that I want to talk to you guys about. Grass going dormant during the summer, and it doesn't look pretty. I'm going to tell you that right now. It doesn't look pretty. But if you are in Texas, you know we're used to having nice green lawns, but in other areas in the north, it gets hot in the north in some areas also, and their grass will start to go dormant in the summertime. If you look at videos, you'll see guys with dormant lawns in the summer, in the midst of summer, and that's their normal. So what I'm trying to say is that you look at it and you have to pick your poison. You know, you're either going to have cool season grass and be green all season long, with the exceptions of August and, you know, the late July, August. You know, I think all the way up into July, you know, you're pretty good. If you're doing your fungus control, you're looking pretty good. And then you got August and September, which is usually when I kind of chop it down and kind of overseed. So I really don't count September because I'm really doing maintenance at that point. But this grass is considerably greener more months than warm season grass, and that's kind of what I'm banking on, and that's why I switched over. I'd rather have a warm season grass. I'd rather have a cool season grass that's greener more months than have you know, this grass is not going to come back. This grass is not coming back until May, y'all. That's May. We're going to go through all the way up into May. Really will start kicking in June to be actually. And let me tell you, when I say grass coming back, your grass start to come back. It doesn't turn green immediately the next day. So yes, your grass will start probably waking up early, and let's just say April, it may start waking up, but it's not fully out of its dormant stage and grown and thriving and green as it be. It's not going to be green as in its heyday when it's in June and July, when it's at its highest. That is what I'm comparing it to. So that's it, guys. You know, this is December and got the grass going on. I got my fertilizer, got my iron out. I'm just trying to keep this stuff going, and I have to get some money together because I haven't bought my pressure washer yet, which I'm in dire need of it, and then I still have to do some other parts of my landscape. I have to get it together, and it just doesn't look as appealing as it should look and could look. So it's Christmas Eve, and I messed around and got diagnosed with a positive testing for COVID. So now I'm kind of quarantining, I guess, so to speak. But lucky for me, I don't feel anything. I'm not sick or anything. I don't feel anything. I don't know what that means, but they say I tested positive, so I'm just doing my part and making sure I don't get anybody else infected rather. And then after the 10 days, I go back to being normal. With that being said, you know, I got my bathroom in there that I'm about to start up and get going. I just wanted to come out here and get this fertilizer out and get some of this nice weather, and then see what this lawn is going to do. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.